Hey, Gavox here. So, huge patch today. That really, I mean, it's incredible how much they're actually listening to us this year versus previous year. I think this might be the best year that they've actually taken our feedback and implemented it in the game and the changes they've made. And I want to go over it. Like this patch and what I'm hearing from folks. Obviously, it's early. It's only been like an hour, less than 2 hours since the patch went out and live. And people, I talk to people on Twitch, Twitter, that kind of stuff, and everyone's like, oh, it's not bad right now. Now, obviously, later on, as we play a little bit more, we'll find more like warts and stuff and problems with the patch. But for now, when the change they made, it was kind of hard to find issues like I have in other patches in practice mode, which we will see, right? I'm gonna go through the notes as we break it down in practice mode, and let's get into it, right? They had key highlights. Those two are the key highlights, but we'll talk about those as we get to them, right? Delay fades going away is the biggest thing for a lot of people. It's a hallelujah moment. It's been the biggest issue in Madden for the last 2 years. I think on current gen, it was still the most used offense. Next gen, it was used quite a bit, but current gen, because you couldn't man it up, it was even worse. But let's talk about gameplay updates. Now, this is to Gen 5, as you see right here, NFL 22 on Series X and PS5. So, fix an issue with cover 3 with outside deep third corner, leaving fade routes wide open to instead cover a corner route. Now, this is going to change the meta to a dramatic degree. Cover 3, which was basically uncallable for a lot of people if you faced a bunch guy prior to the patch, is now usable, right? And we'll talk about press cover 3 in a second when we get there, but basically prior to the patch, this setup right here, that was a touchdown, right? People literally built their entire offensive scheme around this play. Not only because against cover 3, it's a one play, but against cover 4, cover 6, it also did really well. But let's watch how cover 3 plays this, because pre-patch, the cover 3 corner on the outside right above my head over there, I can be a weatherman. There you go. That person would chase the corner out. So let's watch what it does now. Break out route, and see how it's getting depth with R1? Now, obviously, circle was open, but you'd have to play that with a underneath or user. But anyways, it's dead. That cover 3 beater, it's righteously dead. Because if you throw this, you got two guys hunting you, right? Two guys going to close in on you. You'd have to spec over two dudes, which, can happen. It is Madden, right? You can get mossed, but it's going to be a hard play to make. So that's awesome. That is absolutely fantastic. It's the first thing we pointed out, or one of the first things we pointed out during the last patch video on this. So that's really cool. It also killed my trips cover 3 beaters. If you guys saw my ebook on that, so that ebook, that cover 3 beater there in trips is dead. It had a similar type concept with a corner route and a streak route, but only from like the outside portion of the field instead of like bunched up together. So that looks to be dead. Obviously, if you got cover 3 beaters, leave them in the comment section. I'm desperate. I'm desperate. I want, like, here's the thing with coverage beaters. I love coverage beaters as long as they make sense, right? You see coverage beaters in the NFL as long as they make sense, right? Like a guy coming from like a post pattern from one side of the field and like a comeback route, a corner route, an out route from the other side of the field that sucks the deep safeties down and you get over top of them that way. That makes sense because we've seen that IRL, right? Same with Portland concepts to be cover 4. I want coverage beaters to be in this so people can't just spam the same coverage over and over, but I don't want it so bad like it was that like high school kids wouldn't even get fooled by these coverage beaters. So it's a balancing point, but there needs to be that it's a hard place to balance, but they need to have that kind of balance in the game to have beaters, but not make your defensive players so stupid to get beat by them, but not so psychic as to stop the beaters also. But that's game balance. That's why it's so tough. That's why they get paid the money they get paid. That's why we pay billions of dollars to the company, right? Or I guess $500 million for Madden, probably. Fix an issue causing cornerbacks playing outside deep third while aligned and pressed to turn incorrectly after bailing deep, allowing deep routes to get behind them. Now, if you remember previous to the patch, if you played press cover 3, you basically got killed. You know what? I'm going to send you to an ad while I get this set up. BRB. Rock Bottom Coins is the #1 place to get your Madden coins. If you make coins for my videos, sell them to Rock Bottom. If you're buying, use my code GUTBOX for 10% off. All right, so back from Rock Bottom. I'm looking for a cover 3 press. Just looking for a solid cover 3 sky. I'm looking for the word press in here. There should be a cover 3. I thought there was one in here. Maybe it's in normal. Yeah, here it is. Cover 3 buzz press. Now, prior to the patch, do you see how Brown and Evans, the cornerbacks lined up right on them? You're trying to disguise cover 2, but you're going to play cover 3. Now, prior to the patch, you would just run right past them, right? They get like a bad animation and you run right past them. Now, it's still 1-on-1 on the outside, but if you throw that, there's a high probability it gets picked. Now, obviously, dropped interceptions are still a thing in this game. We'll get to the problems still in the game at the end of the video. But do you see that they're not just straight burning past them? They're actually bailing out and playing coverage. Now, I hate this on one hand. Pass rush is going crazy on me, Hendrickson. Hendrickson's gonna have a good year too, IRL, so it makes sense. And I didn't hate that, right? I didn't hate cover 3 like pressed and misaligned pressed coverage. Getting back to stop you is the worst too, because like we'll talk about that in a second. I don't love the fact that you're gonna see nothing but pressed cover 3 going forward because they won't get beat over the top. So that, in my opinion, is a downside. It was kind of cool that you couldn't press. You had to actually play off coverage like people do a lot of times. Now, you can point back to, like, one of the greatest defense of all time, Legion of Broom. What is that, like a Witches Legion? The Legion of Broom, and their deep thirds would press. But they had Richard Sherman out there, one of the greatest corners of all time at that technique. So, like, I don't love the fact that, like, this is happening to, like, Randy Moss, Megatron, like, the best receivers of all time. You can just press them and then boom, you can't really like do anything with it. You can't streak past them. And especially the biggest disappointment still is the fact that you can misalign. If you baseline your coverages, they still will get back and play the receiver. Like a guy can do a 180 and then accelerate and get back if they're misaligned quicker than your receiver can just go straight, right? Quicker than your receiver can get off, right? So it's unfortunate that it's still in the game that way. Like I wish misaligned would it would take actually a moment to turn your body versus just going straight ahead, because that's real player movement. It actually takes a while to do a 180 and then accelerate than to just accelerate. All right, fixation causes cover 3 to fail to cover hot route streak from slot out and gun bunch verticals. Fix the issue on gun bunch vertical. So basically, I could show this again, but it's going to be the same thing you just saw. Gun bunch verticals, you streak the outside guy, and then the corner would bite down on the wheel, and you just give it a touchdown. So that got fixed. Fixed an issue with deep outside cornerbacks using match coverage with the receiver the opposite side of the field. Now, nice, right? Now, I don't know if this was specifically match. I don't think I saw this really happen too much in cover 4 drop or when I had zone drops on that much, which would cancel the match coverage, but I didn't really run a lot of match because it's so fluky and you just give up one play touchdowns out of nowhere. And people that are good at the game, which is a lot of people that I play, right? You'll see me playing like the top 1% because of where my elo is. They'll have match beaters. They'll know to run post patterns. They'll know to run a lot of this stuff like two stop routes and a go route, and you just got red lighted and you got shot dead like Squid Games. All right, added logic to improve cloud zone defenders inside the red zone, giving them more awareness of the boundaries. Awesome, right? Like the worst is like people just rolling out and throwing to the edge. Even when you have cloud flats, deep quarters, they like somehow play like 10 yards away from the sideline, so it's an easy completion for a touchdown. And it's annoying to have the counter set up, but the counter not work. So I like when this game is a bunch of play and counter play, and I think this is helping it, right? Like I can show you some of this stuff. We'll go ahead and go down to let's do like a tight. Let's do a tight. I guess I got anybody here. We'll do Z spot out of tight against Tampa 2. And let's take it down to the goal line. Now I got Tom Brady, who's not gonna be the best rollout artist, so this might not be the most effective use of this. But let's just see cloud flats and how they've changed them let's do like something like this. And we'll see. Let's double this guy. See if we can't get out there. I might need to. Let's see if we can do this. And almost. Yeah, I need to be faster there. I need to be faster out the pocket. How do I do this again? Let's just leave it stock, and then try double him. See if this works. Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady. Still there. He's in a cloud flat. I'm a little disappointed that he's playing but it is the most jarring threat, to be fair. Now, I really want to know what this cover 2 deep safety does. I don't know. Like this cover 2 deep safeties, they've been bad at the goal line for a while. So if you call cover 2, put your deep safeties into something else. I don't know why they're squeezed. These are the 2 deep safeties. They're both playing the end zone center of it. It's been this for the year. They got to fix deep zones, safeties. He should be playing more out in here. Like if anything, he should be chasing this quarterback, right? there's no reason for him to run away from the quarterback, in my opinion. So the deep safety is still a major issue at the goal line for cover 2. So that's my biggest. If you're gonna go cover 2 to guard the down marker, that's not bad. And then like right here, okay, I don't mind this reaction from the cloud flat. The fact that he's like on the most jarring threat, which is the guy right here, he's still not like perfectly on him. He's still just a traffic cone 5 yards from the sidelines. Like, so that like throwing it to 25 here, that's a touchdown. 22 is really not doing anything. He's not playing the guy at the back or the guy at the front. So it's still a little bit of issue here, but I should really have I want to see how hard flats play this a little bit better. People call hard flats here, and then like you can man up, or I don't know, even throw like if you have cloud flats though. If you have hard flat, cloud flat, the cloud flat doesn't look like it's gonna be playing that corner because the cloud flat's currently here, just chilling, just vibes, man. All right. So rollouts still seem like a major issue to solve at the goal line for EA. Maybe having contains on would help, but still not perfect, we'll say. More awareness of the boundaries in the red zone. Fix an issue causing coverage assignments to sometimes flip when the offense would audible the deep passes snap quickly. I've definitely had this happen to me, and I'm glad it is changed and fixed. We'll see how fixed it is. I don't know the exact. I saw this online last video. I don't remember how to replicate it though. Fix an issue causing cover 4 defenders to sometimes not run on the catch point versus deep routes when transitioning to a match zone. Cover 4 defenders not run to the catch point versus deep routes while transitioning to match. So they buffed match. Love it. I love it. I want match to be relevant. I don't want match to be overpowered, because like when match and man coverage is overpowered, the game just plays itself for you. But I want it to be decently relevant. So the fact that like they're taking a little bit of like the crosser effectiveness, let's take a look at cover 4s against crossers. So let's go to like bunch. What's a good crosser play out of bunch? Let's just do verticals against cover 4 quarters. All right, now let's back this baby up a little bit. Let's back it up, I don't know, 60 yards. Whatever is a good relevant number of... All right, there we go. Down to the 40. Okay. So, let's see gun bunch verticals handled against quarters. Okay. I don't know what the other... What the safety that looked like he was going to match my crosser. I don't know why he didn't match. Right? Like, this guy right here. The way he's looking at my crosser, he's like me at like a fucking menu and the unlimited breadsticks or something. And then all of a sudden he just randomly matches the vertical route. Like, if your match doesn't like match against verticals, what is it even doing? Right? I feel like verticals should be like at least the one play they test out in match coverage. But like, I don't know. He tried to then he jumped down, and then he rematched back to vertical outside left. I don't know what that does. I don't know why that works like that. So match coverage still has a lot of kinks to be worked out. But you know what? This is not a kink shaming stream or YouTube channel, so I won't be too angry at it. I'm just not gonna call match. I might mix in match, but man, I always regret it especially against guys running a bunch of like slants and crossers. You just get roasted. You can't run match against them, unless of course you drop guys to where they're going. Then maybe it's better. But anyways, fixed an issue causing the slot CB to align on the wrong side of the field. The nickel normal cover 3 with auto flip setting toggled on. I don't think it's just a cover 3 issue. I hope it's more than just a cover 3 issue with auto flip. I've definitely 100%, especially against like gun tight or gun tight offset. I've noticed when I call cover 3 auto flip on, the nickel will be to the 2 receiver side instead of like the running back and 2 receiver side. Let's go ahead and test this, I guess. I'm gonna call it gun tight with a running back, and we'll see if they have the auto flip in the defense is on. So let's call it gun tight. Let's do something like mesh spot, and then they said nickel normal. Let's see it in like double A gap. Let's see if they auto flip correctly here. The auto flip is wrong. Why? Why? Okay, why is the nickel corner, which is the guy on the other side of the field, all the way over there? Why is he on the left instead of on the right where there's 3 receiver options? Somebody that knows auto flip, explain it to me. I just think it's wrong. I think it needs to be flipped. Maybe here's my thinking. It's because the run will often go right to left, or your side, your way, sorry, that way. Maybe that's why they have the nickel over there, but he's not on the receiver side strength. Maybe that's it. That's one area of the football world I'm ignorant of. Would you guys align your nickel to the left or right against this gun tight formation? Because, like, if they attack the flats, if they do like a spider 2Y banana right, you've got 2 guys to stop the flood. Especially if you call man coverage here. I know it's cover 3, but you got 3 DBs over here for 2 and 3 wide receivers for 2. The linebackers, obviously this guy would go cover this guy then. He doesn't have leverage on him. I don't know. I feel like it's wrong. All right. Fixed an issue causing deep mid safety, and not just because I got burned on it yesterday. Fixed an issue causing deep mid safety aligning correctly first. Bunch, sweet. Fixed an issue allowing defenders to obstruct receivers. Oh, this is the best, right? Not allowing defenders to obstruct receivers from running their routes after getting beat on a route cut, leaving the receiver unable to effectively avoid. Like, guys running each other downfield, like, in the NFL, that's 5 yards, right? That's 5 yards in the defense. In game, they don't kind of throw penalties like that. So in the game, they need to make them avoid better. I absolutely love this change, right? I get it, it's a game, but like having guys just like go past each other smoothly to continue the route on the cut, I think that's good for the game, in my opinion. Like, I don't want any running into the receiver flags or defensive holding out there in this game mode. Like, in simulation game mode, that's fine, right? Where there's penalties and stuff. But in this game where there isn't that penalty, I think this is a great solution to it. Added logic to teammate avoidance, help defensive backs avoid running into each other for extended periods of time, taking themselves out of the play. Another great change, right? Like, because these guys are effectively like cones, or they're just like, you know, drones on a certain assignment. So if like the drone gets stuck and then just beat you for a touchdown, that just ain't good gameplay. All right, remove the user control ability to release the tight end delay fade high route. I think a million yeses just got shouted. Yes, queen. This is awesome. You'll still be able to hot route your tight end to a delay fade. You no longer have control over the tight end releases. You'll now see the tight end on a delay fade pass set, fake the block, then release into the route after a short duration of time. This, like, we saw Gronk do this and catch a pass from Tom Brady for a touchdown. So it's not useless, right? They've nerfed it, but it's not useless in that sense. And I love this change. It's realistic, makes sense. Let's do like clear out, I guess, again. Let's do a nickel normal, cover 3. Oops. Nickel normal, cover 3. All right, tight end delay fade on Gronk. Let's see how it does, right? And let's double this guy too. See if we can't roll out with Tom Brady and throw the corner out. All right, so they double and then he releases. That's beautiful. That's exactly how it should be. I love that change. It's not awful, right? You still get separation, right? If I throw the Gronk route right here, he's still open. He is definitely still open for 5-10 yards. So you're still gonna see it, but it's not like it was, which I think is the best change to Madden 22. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. The best change we've seen this year in any patch. That's like, do we stand up and applaud him? I mean, it's taken him a while, so I'll just keep sitting. But overall, great work. All right, fixed an issue allowing user control defenders to get unnatural speed burst. They also patched the speed burst glitch. Love it. This is gonna buff the run. People are speed burst glitching to stop the run, and I will say right now, you are gonna see a lot of running online. Now that all these coverage issues have been patched out, the pass game got a lot harder. You're gonna see a ton of RPO stretches. I really hope the next patch is focused on stopping the run. They still get out leveraged to the sidelines. Your guys don't really like shed or play well enough. Like, it's not even shedding, right? It's play rec from the linebackers. They don't play well enough. They don't flow to the ball carrier, right? Defensive line does not get push against the run. They will either get pushed or at best hold their ground. So it's still, Madden 22 is transitioning to Madden 20 unless they do something with the next patch. And it's going to be an absolute S show. I hope more people, they don't discover how good the run is. The run's been good for a while, but it's just because the pass has been good that the run is kind of where it's at. So you're going to see a lot of halfback dive, halfback power, stretch, and some counters. Counters actually I've seen some, do some decent work. So I think the meta is going to shift back into 3-3-5 wide to help stop the run. You might even see people put no outsiders out there. We could see some even 6-1 continue to enter the meta with no outsiders and maybe a couple inside stuffs, just so they try not to get beat against the stretch. But here's the thing, I've had no outsiders out there for I've played, 10 games with no outsiders. People still beat me with the stretch. I dedicate money to stopping the stretch with no outsiders, and it just doesn't work. I want EA to put in something that's like a super run stopping chem. I'll pay like freaking 4 AP if all they do is like, maybe that's a little too much. We'll say 2 to 3 AP if all they do is like inside stuff on current gen, but on next gen. We need something to absolutely wreck it, and I hope it's soon. I really do. Otherwise, it's going to get real Madden 20 vibe in here. And you guys know how many people hated the Madden 20 meta with punters at quarterbacks just running the ball the whole game. Prevented pump fakes during RPO alert bubble screen handoff, which allowed the QB to scramble exploit. Good. They took care of it a little bit last patch, so they're doing more nails in the coffin, which is awesome. Removed user control block and release route for tight ends. Block and release now will release varied timer. So the block and release route, that's different than the tight end delay fades. Block and release was the one that released to the sideline. So a little different, which is cool. Tuning to increase non-engaged pass rush moves by the AI pass rushers on all Madden and all pro difficulty levels. I don't know. I think the pass rush was already pretty good, especially like the Send 3. I had to go with post-ups basically for the last few months. I've had post-ups on my guards just to stop the 3-man pass rush. So the buffing of the pass rush, I think it's okay at like 4-man, 5-man rush levels, but at 3-man rush levels, I'm worried that they're making it too good, because I do not want Madden 20. The worst of the Madden 21 was a 3-man pass rush, drop 8 into coverage. And I hope they don't go back to that kind of stuff. So hopefully non-engaged pass rush moves means like as the guys are running up from like their wide alignments or something to get like more moves instead of the 3-man. Fix an issue preventing the ball locate, which is kind of how it sounds. We'll see if it actually plays out that way, Cotton. Fix an issue preventing the ball locator from appearing when the M factor predictive problems is active. Cool. Tuning to AI play call to make CPU control teams less predictable on 4th down. So no more punt fake cheese or 8-up safe man cheese. That's kind of a big deal for solos. Tuning to AI clock management when an overtime prevents CPU control teams from letting the clock run out. Again, buffing the AI Sag, but for those like solos, makes it more realistic. Fix an issue causing the defensive line to spread out and call a nickel 3-5 wide cover 2. I've actually never seen that. I don't know what it is. Fix an issue preventing play. Probably because I've never called 3-5 wide cover 2. I usually call, cover 3, cover 4 man there. Preventing play art from appearing when the Omaha X Factor. Actually, no, I've called this on the goal line. Huh, weird. I usually just pinch my D-line. I don't know if I've seen that issue. They fixed the Omaha X Factor, which, I don't know. I think Omaha X Factor's dumb. I mean, seeing your opponent's play art is probably the worst feature that Madden could implement. Tune in to catch knockouts to reduce late knockouts, drops on contact. Now, they've buffed the defense with the zone changes, but then they've buffed it some more. Buffed the offense a little bit too. I guess we'll see, right? I think so. Like, there's a little bit of frustration. Like, I use mid-zone knockout to knock that stuff out because there's a lot of green space when you're throwing the ball. So, like, people being able to run the same corner routes on me that I may be able to get there, like, a half step too late than just knock it out of their hands with mid-zone KO because they pay for it. I don't know if this changes that, but I will say dropping the ball is kind of annoying, right? Right after catching it, either it's mostly on rack catches that I've seen, or, I mean, you do it on acro catches or spec catches, right, with a Y button, and you'll get knocked out. But I don't really love spec catches holding onto the ball after getting hit, right? That's called just specking a dude. That's called mossing a dude, and it's not good gameplay. So we'll see how this plays out going forward. Tuning to motion animations to avoid odd-looking strafe movement when getting set. All right. Fix an issue in the yard where you control quarterback who constantly gets sacked when this by rusher. Yard stability improvements. All right. Franchise updates. Don't really care that much. Don't really play franchise right now. Maybe I'll dip into it later in the year after content's kind of over when we get all 99s. But franchise for now, looks like they're still working on it. Face the franchise updates. I am not seeing the only patch note I ever want to see about Face the franchise, which is we've removed it from the game. I'm big sad. Biggest problem with this patch, They have not removed face of the franchise yet. Get rid of it. It's a waste of time. I don't care what you say about the number of people playing it. People do not buy Madden for face of the franchise. They only play face of the franchise after they've already bought Madden and look at something to do, okay? It's not what you want in your game going forward. Even 2K realized it. Telltale Games, a single player focus. The best one in the single player storytelling game company in the world went under. Shit, stuff went under. Wait, did I say Take-Two? I messed it up. Whoever did those Walking Dead things. Madden ID updates. Forget about me. I don't think that was up. General stability updates, UI improvements, ultimate team, switch measure goal progress, show fractions to the percentages, change the goals, progress, display number of activities, fix college overtime rules. Woo, college overtime rules. O'Doyle rules. That's a fun one. As for the current gen, they really didn't do as much on current gen as they did on next gen. They fixed some yard stuff and tight end delay fades, which is kind of really all they needed, right? Tight end delay fades was like the bane of current gen, but otherwise it was like one of the better Maddens in a while. So if they fix tight end delay fades, current gen, it might be a better game. It might be it, dude. It might just be it. And they fix franchise and current gen too. All right, that's it for the video. Huge W. Of course, we'll be on Twitch today, trying it out. Big content. We'll be streaming all day tomorrow too. Twitch.tv/GutFox for that. So get our we'll play the game against other people and see how it actually works. See how angry we still get. The issues that still need to be fixed: dropped interceptions. The run game is super strong. They're gonna need to look at the run game going forward. They might even need stuff like I said. You might need abilities to help you outside the run game. No outside specifically against the stretch. I think Deadeyes still need to go. I think Deadeyes are too much of a bailout button. Deadeyes that lead to too many bad decision completions. Right, throwing across your body 50 yards for a completion is literally the worst thing that I see in Madden. That wasn't just taken out of it. So they got to get rid of Deadeyes to get rid of that kind of gameplay. It's just annoying, awful football. And that's kind of my 3 things that I want to see going forward. Hopefully those things. Drop the receptions, tune into the run game, and Deadeyes needing to get out of mud. Needing to get rid of them straight up. Because the crossbody, 50-yard, accurate, on the dot, beating man coverage by a yard, not even a yard, like a foot was out of my guy's range, and my guy jumps up instead of horizontal because I don't have acrobat, because I don't know why they can't jump forward and SWAT without it. It's annoying. But that's it. Let me know what you guys think about the patch in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Call to action. Please sub to the channel. It's free. We're going for 100K. Again, that 1 comma club, you're in our sights. We're trying for you. We recently passed 80K a little bit ago. Next stop, 90, then 100. We're going to make it this year, boys. We're all going to make it. I'll see you tomorrow.